so far in this tournament. Of course, you can play Ezio yourself and become part of the Greed, but now we're going away from Miami Dome, away from Apocalypse. We're on Brawlhaven.
This is phenomenal, right? Because I expected to see a fair bit. Oh, and the hard read, that probably would have KO'd too. That drive, it takes you so long for the ride before you get hit by that initial burst of force at the end there, that on a stage like small Brawlhaven, that may have straight up just have been the stock. And that's going to be a free D-Light because you got the dodge there and converts. And I love Arcadia. This character is wild.
One of the most interesting characters in the game because, like, obviously you have everything that can happen. All of the decision tree points
I love that setup.
that can come from the Greatsword light attack kit, but then you also have all of the interesting signatures that Arcadia has, all of the interesting properties that they have. So she's such a deep character that we still really haven't seen too many people fully explore.
Yes, like Kroggy, of course, has been playing a crap ton of Arcadia on screen, but I don't think Addymestic really has, like, Greatsword to me is still that weapon that, despite it being out for this long, I feel like very few players have put in the effort to really truly learn the matchup. And I'm sure Addy's no slouch, but Arcadia is one of the newer legends.
And then if you're looking at going up against Addy here in the gauntlet, you also have to think about, like, oh, if you look at a really old NBA player, you're like, oh, that's an old man. I'm gonna run on him. I'm gonna be able to cut left and right. But the fundamentals there that you have when you get in the ring with a true professional, doesn't matter how many years it's been since they played, those fundamentals are on fleek. Addy is such a strong character, a true pillar of Brawlhalla history. We're seeing him being behind here as we might see this stock going down. Oh, went for the read on that one, Flambo.
And what I love about that is that on the side of Krai, if he notices that Addymestic, that's going to be in there to get the KO, if Addymestic decides that he's not going to dodge up, he can just charge the neutral stick to get that height on it. Otherwise, he'd stay grounded and get the Jala Thundercats.
Krai coming out really strong in game one here. It's mostly been a Greatsword dominated game, which I feel like for most people out there, if you're playing Arcadia, it's because you're a Greatsword player rather than a Spear player.
I don't agree with that.
Really?
I feel like the...
Other than Crocky?
Yeah, because the Spear kit is also ridiculous. Absolutely phenomenal. I feel like if you just want to play Greatsword, you just pick Jae Yun. But if you're a Krai, you are destroying one of the champions of Brawlhalla with this Arcadia. And I can't believe they went to small Brawlhaven for game one. If I'm going up against Greatsword, I'm not trying to go to Brawlhaven. I'm not trying to go to Demon Island.
Look on the screen. I was wondering if we were going to see that Val switch. That is not a difficult decision for Addy to make whatsoever. You see him picking the load out. There it is. We talked about it earlier. Ladies and gentlemen, the fans at home, I'm sure, are on their feet. The fans here. This is the Addy that we wanted. This is the Addy that we haven't seen in so long. We're going to get it here. The White Dragon Slayer Val. Addymestic hailing from Finland against Krai hailing from North America. But man, game one, that was a Krai game.
Okay, here we are, a stage with a platform. This is actually going to be super important. If I'm Addymestic here, I'm trying to circle camp around that platform as much as possible. Not to say that Greatsword Nair isn't ridiculous. It's extremely large. It's great for juggling, but it's usually you get one hit and you're out, and then you got to do the reset here, right? And that means you have some time to get down, work your way around it, and try to get some pop shots in. Otherwise, you're going to find yourself in a bad spot. And already Addymestic having a much better time.
I mean, it's still sword. Oh, went right into that one. I feel like the sword. Whoa, Addy, bro, come on, chill out a little bit there. But I feel like the sword.
Nice.
Oh, he went for that one because he was pretty sure he's probably correct that the D-Light recovery wasn't going to KO there. So maybe push it over to the left to attempt the edge guard. Maybe a reset for a D-Light Sair. Spear going down. Addy trying to get back. You see the sweat beads barely making it back using the gauntlet side air. The weapon spawn is here. No immediate movement from Krai to grab it. Naturally, Addy grabs it, catches Krai, jumping, neutral sig. First stock goes to Addy.
And I do actually like the fact that despite the weapon had spawned, Krai was like, I don't want to give up stage control. I'm going to see if I can do it unarmed. Was unsuccessful in that endeavor, but prioritized the stage control over. And We're gonna talk about that
Yeah,
setup
what
for a
was
second.
that? You tell me,
so,
you tell me.
Okay, Greatsword has like a very unique property where if you do a ground pound really close to the ground, it pops your opponent up. So we saw in the very first stock of the first game, that's how he got his first KO. He went for that like basically grounded ground pound and then got the end sig to go ahead and get the first KO. This time though, Addymestic's learned a little bit, but Krai says, you know what, I also have this spear that I can do things with.
Addy still has a small lead. He is at the weapon disadvantage. Krai's gonna grab the weapon and it's back over to the Great Sword. Trying to zone Addy away. Nice unarmed side air. Lets Addy grab the sword. The jumping side air gonna miss. Addy spot dodging. Able to get back, so his dodge is off of cooldown. No major string possibility coming out from Krai. Nice side air there. Good spacing from Addy. Krai looking for the way in, and the side air comes out from Addy. Now a bigger lead than we saw previously. It almost seemed like Krai was gonna be able to even it up on second stock.
Yeah, and the thing about fighting against Arcadia is like, it's similar to fighting Yumiko, where depending on the player's playstyle, oh my god, Addy Mystic.
Dude, he's getting a little dirty on it.
He was hitting them. But it's like, yeah, you put these traps down, right? If you walk into the trap, I get a guaranteed punish. And especially in the corner like here, you just go ahead and throw out those down sigs, force them to recover high, and then the reverse end sig to go ahead and try to get a KO off the top.
Oh! Addy got a little bit bold, throwing out the side signature. You know the walls are short, so that's a strong signature to use off the sides, but underestimated what Krai had for him. Krai ended up hitting the perfect KO move. Krai still behind in the orange. GCD light comes out, down air, gets the ricochet into the nair. Neutral light coming out from Addy. No side sig over the edge, just a D-light. Turn around, neutral light.
And that's going to be the tough part. Greatsword's frame data is not that great. It's a very slow weapon. Once it hits you, it can really convert quickly. But if it doesn't, you're going to find yourself getting punished. And a beautiful recovery from Addymestic to go ahead and close out that game 2. We have another game 3 set where we have Addymestic, a champion, going up against Krai, a very solid player, a very strong player with 0 earnings to his name.
Coming into this one, you saw 600 damage out from Addy, which is healthy damage numbers, especially coming out from a Val player, because we don't always see the Val signatures being the KO move. She's just a solid character across the board. People really initially started playing her because of the stats. They're just really nice. 4, 5, 6, 7, all along in the row, which means the 4 is on the string, so it can be a little bit tougher to knock out. Krai coming in here. Is this
Diana?
It's so dark, I almost can't tell. This is white versus dark. This is good versus evil on the Fortress of Lions.
This is what I'm very excited to see here. A complete swap of the weapon kit altogether. Said, forget the spear, forget the greatsword, give me some blasters and give me a bow, and I'm gonna get my D-Light recovery and almost get the KO here.
Yes,
this one will for sure be enough, and I think the swap to a completely different set of matchups has thrown off Addymestic a little bit. Barely a lot of damage taken from Krai on this one. I wonder if Addymestic can bring this back.
I can't even check Krai's Brawlhalla to see like where the Diana stacks up to the Arcadia, because I mean, look at this Diana play so far. It seems like complete confidence in this legend. The D-Light usage is incredible. Not the safest move on the board, but Krai, the Blaster's legend here, coming out against Addymestic. Huge lead, a full stock lead, in fact.
Yeah, at this point, Addymestic needs to make some magic happen here because he's trailing behind by too much. Another recovery. The ceiling is too high. Gonna need something a little bit stronger, so you see him go for the end-sig, but it doesn't connect. He knows what he's fishing for. Yeah, I can take another sword recovery probably here if there's no D-Light attached.
Neutral light coming out. Right, choosing to go in. Oh, gets bonked. What a weapon toss from Addy. Gets the down air into the wall to touch the platform. Weapon spawn on the left side. Does it immediately.
Prioritize the stage.
Go for the weapon. Krai. Still, massive lead in his favor. It might be a moment. Oh, no, it didn't take too long for that weapon spawn to come in. It goes right to Krai. Addy.
Is Addy clutch with it? Tries to go for the double sharp spike on that side sig, but luckily Krai's able to get out. But look, the momentum is completely swapping into Addymestic's favor. There was such a huge lead built up, but it's all falling away as Addymestic manages to bring this one back and says, this is why I have gold medals under my belt.
That is the clutch factor. That's just like sitting in the back. The GC side signature. The K in Krai stands for clutch, but Addy you see, he still has it in the back of his brain. He just has to unlock that area. But krai, the blasters, we saw them earlier. The damage output, the space control, the control of just everything that krai has with the blasters, so strong. We're dead even, Flambeau, here in game 3.
This is scary, this is terrifying, because when you're playing blasters on final stock, it really starts to set in all the anxiety, right? You're not allowed to miss with blasters. Every bullet has to be pinpoint, because you know a player like Addymestic is going to make you pay for it.
It's happening. Every miss is a punish for Addy. Again, hits the neutral air. Addy backs up just a little bit, overspacing and then underspacing, getting in the dead zone of blasters. No weapon toss. It's the side air. That's it. Addymestic in game 3 takes it out over krai's Diana.
You got outplayed, bro. You got outplayed. I mean, like, with the way that match started, right? You got to remember, in game 3, krai was up an entire stock, had Addymestic in like the deep orange, and it was like, man, like, if he keep playing like this might just be it for Addymestic. But Addymestic's like, hold up, hold up, hold up. I've been here before. I know what this pressure is like. The stage, these lights, oh my God, I'm about to be the top player. I am the top player. I don't have any of that stress. So let me just go ahead and bring it back and get that KO.
That GC side sig was hype, though.
It was.
That was hype, though. And we're going to throw it over here now to the analysts to hear what they had to say about those lights out sets.
Oh my goodness, Mr. Addymestic really bringing it back here. We were all kind of popping up and watching the game on the desk here.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
It wasn't even just us. The whole crowd was in on that one. That was
everybody's feeling
easily
it.
one of the most animated matches we've had so far today, because krai is like, put some respect on my name. I may see some golds over there, but pay attention over here. That Arcadia was popping off. And then the switch.
I loved the character picks.